We are live on tape here at the Timber Creek Cafeteria. I am talking with our Vice Principal, Mr. DiMaulo, who is the VP of the 9th grade freshman class here at Timber Creek. He's also oversees our green team. And for those of you that don't know what the green team is, why don't you talk a little bit about and just kind of explain what the green team is?
Summing up our green team here at Timber Creek High School, what we're looking to do is to reduce, reuse, recycle, minimize our waste, and also conserve energy. What are we doing there? We're saving a lot of money, we're decreasing our carbon footprint, and we're helping out our environment.
And we have a lot of students involved. It's a student-run kind of organization, but how many kids in this school, just this school?
At Timber Creek, we have about 50 students right now on our green team.
And there's green teams in the other two schools of Triton and Highland?
Yes.
Too?
Yes.
Okay, so it's kind of a district initiative that our superintendent, Dr. Rapisi's kind of put in place. Now, as part of this green team initiative, we, because we're in the cafeteria, have started this year a composting program through the school lunches. Now, behind me, we have some interesting things that I'm going to let you explain and explain a little bit about this composting program.
I'm going to do it very quickly. Here at Timber Creek, we now have our composting program. We're always looking, like I said, to reduce, reuse, and recycle. So we're recycling here, and the pictures on the station in our cafeteria will indicate to the students how they can dispose their trash appropriately. This way, we're reducing and recycling at the same time. So we're recycling, and you can see the picture here, composting, and also having waste for our landfill.
Okay, quick question for you. So, kid comes up with their lunch, they're done. At the end of the day, they come up and they're looking here. What should they be throwing here?
Water bottle.
Anything with that they drank, a water
Can,
bottle, can,
glass.
How about a milk carton?
In the can,
Okay.
recycle.
Now, what goes here exactly?
Compost is anything that can go back into the earth. So you have an apple here, you can throw that in the compost station. Anything that is biodegradable, we can compost.
Okay, it says here, no plastic, no metal, no styrofoam. So it looks like just eating food. Like any food that hasn't been eaten or touched, goes in here. What do they do with that?
Exactly. What we're doing is we send it to Organic Diversion, and that's a company that we're working with just to kind of decrease our waste and also have more compost for them. Then what they do with it from there, they may have composting soil that they could sell to local farms, and we also use the compost soil in our organic garden.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, this is landfill, which if I'm going to look at this basically is just waste. It's garbage. Anything else that doesn't go here or here goes here. We throw this away.
Yeah. You see, if you eat a sandwich, obviously the sandwich can go into the compost, and then the tinfoil that the sandwich was in would go into the landfill.
And when did
Just
this
like
actually start? This started
this year.
Beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And I've noticed in my cafeteria dudes when I walk around, the kids are walking up and they're looking at the signs and they're not sure where they should put it, but they're starting to get the hang of it and it's starting to pick up.
Yeah, they're starting to get the hang of it. Everything's really starting to pick up. We're trying to change behaviors. We wanted to get to a point where they ultimately know how to dispose their trash, and it's just a reaction.
Right.
It's going to take some time. We're going to have some growing pains, but eventually we're going to get there.
Now, what do you think are the biggest problems? Because I know one of them watching the kids is, let's say a kid brings his own lunch and it's a brown paper bag, and they bring the bag up and they just want to throw the whole bag into the compost. I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose, because then, inside the bag, they could have a water bottle, they could have garbage and food. So they put all three in one. They're going to have to. It takes some doing, right?
It takes some doing. Obviously, we want to educate our students through infomercials, segments like this. We want our green team to go into the classrooms and actually maybe teach our students about why we're composting, why we have these green initiatives in our school and in our district.
Right. So kids.
Essentially, if you take your bag and you just throw it in here, this is waste. You can't use it.
Can't use it. Now, for everyone that has done it right, now it's for nothing. Right. So this is basically your school. This is basically your world. We're older than these students, so they're going to be here a lot longer than us, and their children and their children's children are going to be here. So you're doing it for yourselves. Take the initiative. Do what you have to do to make this school green. The green team has done a great job in helping these guys out. Should you have any questions, Mr. DiMaulo is always available to answer anything, and he has throughout the year for anything having to do with any of these things. So I appreciate your time.
No problem.
And I hope to check in with you about halfway through the year to see how things are going with the garden too. All right? This has been Sneak Peek at the Creek with Mr. DiMaulo here at the TC Cafeteria with the composting program.